Okay, ji. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, my dear student. This is the audio recording of lecture number 13. Uh, of course, we have covered some part of this for system protection in the 12 lecture, and in continuation with the 12 lectures, this 13 lecture is now being uploaded for you. Now, gentlemen, we have whenever the two contact of circuit breakers are parted from each other due to the fault condition. One is moving contact and the other is fixed contact. Whenever fault occurs, the moving contact moves away from the fixed contact, and the space between the moving and the fixed contact is, of course, arc is produced. Now, it means a lot of heat in the circuit breaker is produced. This arc is a resistive part for the current to flow. Unless and until the arc is extinguished, the currents continue to flow in this particular arc. So there are so many theories. One of the theories is high resistance interruption. How this arc is to be extinguished or how this arc is to be interrupted. Now high resistance interruption. One theory is this high resistance interruption. In this method of arc interruption, the resistance is increased so as to reduce the current to a value insufficient to maintain the arc. Now, gentlemen, this is very simple. If you increase the resistance of any part or of any circuit, naturally the current will reduce. Just simple Ohm law, increasing resistance will reduce the current. So the resistance is increased to a level so that the currents become zero, or if it is not zero, it is not enough to maintain the arc. The arc resistance may be increased. These are the method how the arc resistance can be increased. The arc resistance may be increased by cooling, lengthening, constraining means रुकावट डालना. This is इसका जो उर्दू का माना है रुकावट डालना. Constraining and splitting the arc, that is split the arc in different direction. Now, gentlemen, these methods are actually used in the circuit breaker design. When we go to the chapter actual circuit breakers, you will see that these methods are already used. On the basis of these, the circuit breaker is being designed and is being constructed. When the current is interrupted, energy associated with the magnetic field appear in the form of electrostatic field. Now, gentlemen, this is very simple. Whenever the current is flowing, we have electromagnetic energy. Electromagnetic energy depend upon the flow of current. When the flow of current is interrupted, when the arc is extinguished, this electromagnetic energy appear in the form of electrostatic energy, that is voltage appear across the terminal of the circuit breakers. When you break the circuit, of course that current which was flowing before the breaking is now appear as a voltage across those particular terminals. So first, of course, we have the electromagnetic energy, and then of course the electrostatic energy. A high voltage appears across the contact of circuit breaker. If this voltage is very high and more than the dielectric strength of the gate. Now, gentlemen, you see here, every gap or every insulation has a certain dielectric strength. There is no medium which has infinite dielectric strength. Let's say, for example, if you have a medium which has a dielectric strength of 10 kV per centimeter. So if the voltage increases beyond this dielectric strength, that particular gap will break and current will continue to flow in that particular insulation medium. This is normal electrical theories. The arc will strike again. Of course, if the voltage is very high and it breaks the insulation between the two contacts, the arc will strike again. Therefore, this method is not suitable for large current interruption and applied for low AC and DC circuit breakers. So this high resistance method is recommended to be used for low current interruption, not very large current interruption, and it is both suitable for AC and DC circuit. Okay. Now the second is of course current zero interruption. Now it is clear from the name current zero. So naturally from this it appears that this method is applicable only in case of AC circuit breakers. Because in DC current or in DC circuit we cannot find any zero. It is a continuous same magnitude current flowing always. But in case of AC we have a fluctuation. Sometimes the current is maximum, sometimes the current is minimum, sometimes the current is passing through zero. So all these happen only in case of AC. In case of AC supply, the current passes through 0.100 times per second at a supply frequency of 50 Hz. Because in each cycle, the current passes twice through zero, right? So it means if you 50 cycles, 50 multiplied by 200 times, it is 100 times, it passes 100 times in 1 second through zero in 1 second. So even for 50 Hz, it is very, very high rate, 100 times zero. It finds 100 times zero in 1 second. This feature of AC is utilized for R interruption because when the current is zero, when it passes through zero, the current is zero, it means arc is zero, right? Because as a continuation of current. If there is no current, there will be no arc. So this is of course theory, or we utilize that particular property of the AC, and the basis of this we have the circuit breaker design. The current is not interrupted at any point other than the zero current instant. Otherwise, a high transient voltage will occur across the contact gap. Now, gentlemen, this point is important for you to understand. What do you mean by this? If we interrupt the current, let's say for example, the current is maximum, I is very, very high, or if it passes through its maximum value, and you chop the current, instantly you chop the current, instantly by any method, any artificial method, you bring the current to zero instantly. So therefore, di by dt will be very high. The current differential that is will be very, very high. The gradient of the current will be very, very high. So therefore, we expect that a very high voltage can appear across the gate or at any other inductive part of the circuit, because inductive voltage is equal to LdI by dt. Fdi by dt is very, very high. A very high voltage can appear across all the inductive part of the circuit, and it can sometimes damage the insulation. So to avoid this situation, it is normally recommended to chop the current at current zero moment, current zero instant. So you must understand, you just have your knowledge. If you have any problem, then we will clear that problem in the interaction class, inshallah, next week. The current is not allowed to rise again after current zero occur. So it should not be allowed to again, the current should rise from zero to go another zero, that is half cycle, because when the current rises from zero, it will find at zero after half the cycle. So half the cycle is of course 1 by 100 second time. Okay, now there are two theories to explain the zero current interruption. Two theories are here. One is called recovery rate theory, Slepian theory, and the other is energy balance theory, Casey's theory. Okay. Now, gentlemen, look carefully how I explain this recovery rate theory. Now, gentlemen, first of all, you must understand what is an arc. what is the combination of an arc, what the arc contains, how the current flow from one contact of the circuit breaker to the other contact, that is from the fixed contact to the moving contact, how the current flow. It is an arc. And arc, what is arc? The arc is a column of ionized gases. Because there is no electron flow actually. Electron flow only in conductors. Ionized gases. To extinguish the arc, the electrons, free electrons, free electron and ion are to be removed from the gap immediately after the current reaches a natural zero. So if these ions or free electrons are there, the current will continue to flow. But we try some artificial means are utilized to deionize the space between these two contacts. Now, in the second, you see ions and electrons can be removed either by recombining them into neutral molecules. This is one method. Or by sweeping them away by inserting insulating medium, gas or liquid into the gap. So one method, naturally, one method of getting getting these ions and electron out of this medium is to recombine them into neutral molecules. And the other is by insertion some insulating medium in between these two contacts. Okay, now the arc is interrupted if the ions are removed from the gap at a rate faster than the rate of ionization. Now, just you listen, then of course I will explain this point to you with the help of a graph coming. Just you will see that particular graph. In this method, the rate at which the gap recovers its dielectric strength is compared with the rate at which the restriking voltage or transient voltage across the gap rises. If the dielectric strength increases more rapidly than the rise of restriking voltage, the arc is extinguished. Okay. Now, gentlemen, this is of course two graphs. You may I explain this graph to you. If the restriking voltage rises more rapidly than the dielectric strength, the ionization persists and breakdown of the gap occur, resulting in an arc for another half cycle shown in figure below. Now, gentlemen, this is only half cycle phenomena, only half cycle phenomena. Now you see in this figure, this axis is time axis and this is absorbed voltage axis, and it also show the dielectric strength. So two, of course, activities are taking place simultaneously. One is the increase in the dielectric strength of the medium. How the dielectric strength is increased? The dielectric strength is increased by recombining the ions and free electron into neutral molecules. One method. And the second method, as explained in the previous line, that some insertion, some insulation medium is inserted between the two so that it cannot find a continuous path. So this is of course increasing the dielectric strength. Now at the same point, if the current is stopped or if the current we have increase of restriking voltage, right? Now this is a comparison of two graphs. If the dielectric strength is more than the restriking voltage is that voltage, the definition will come in the next line. And the next line we will actually define this restriking voltage. This is actually a transient voltage which is more than the supply voltage, and it is responsible actually for continuation of current for another half cycle, or it can break the insulation medium between the two contacts. It will come just in a moment. So in this particular A graph, dielectric strength rise is more than the restriking voltage rise, So therefore, in this condition, the arc extinguishes. Okay. Now the second graph shows that if your combination recombining rate is not enough or it is slow, or if suppose the cooling of that particular medium is not enough, so then of course the restriking voltage will be more than the dielectric strength of the medium, and of course the current will continue for another half cycle. It is the story, or it is only between two zeros, a half cycle zeros, one side, another side, that is 1 by 100 seconds phenomena. So arc does not extinguish, right? Okay. The second theory, energy balance theory. This was the first theory, and now this is the uh, energy balance theory. Now, just I have just narrated these points to you, and then I'll explain this theory with the help of the graph. The space between the contacts contains some ionized gases immediately after current zero. It is a finite post-zero resistance. At the current zero moment, power is zero. Because current is zero, power is zero. When the current is finally extinguished, the power again becomes zero. It means the gap is fully deionized and the resistance between them are infinitely high. Gentlemen, when we use the word infinitely high, so it does not actually mean infinity resistance. It will mean very high resistance. It is more than the voltage or the restriking voltage. So then, of course, the current will stop coming to zero. So it actually means like this, not actually infinity, because every gap, every insulation has a certain dielectric strength. It is not infinity even, right? And between these two limits, first power increases and reaches a maximum value, then decreases and finally reaches zero value as shown in the figure below. I am explaining this figure below, just wait for 1 or 2 seconds. Due to the rise of restriking voltage and associated current energy, associated current, which we comma here, associated current, energy is generated between the contacts. Okay, this energy appears in the form of heat. The circuit breaker is designed to remove this generated heat as early as possible by cooling the gap. And the method also shown how we cool, giving a blast of air circuit breaker, or flow of oil at high frequency, oil circuit breakers, high velocity and pressure. All these are actually these different circuit breakers are designed on the basis of these theories. So let's say, for example, air circuit breaker, we have a blast of air which is actually going to extinguish that particular. It will come, of course, these are in your course. Actual construction of the circuit breaker is in your course. If the rate of removal of heat is faster than the rate of heat generation, the arc is extinguished. But if the rate of heat generation is more than the rate of heat dissipation, the space breaks down again, resulting in an arc for another half cycle. Gentlemen, see this graph. This is very all these points which we discussed. I have narrated for you. This is explained with the help of this graph. This is one half cycle of AC. It means what will be this duration? This duration will be 1 by 100 second, right? 0.01 second time. This is 0.01 second time. Now, gentlemen, when the current is passing through a zero time, let that this is t0 time, as passes through its zero instant, actual zero. So this current is considered to be zero, and also at this particular point, the current is zero because it's passing through its zero. So when the current is zero, what will be the power? Naturally, it will be zero. And then, of course, the current increases according to that particular normal power cycle. So the current increases. So when the current increases, what do you think? Heat will increase or decrease? It will naturally increase. So it means between the two gap, the heat between the in this half cycle, the heat increases because of the increase of current, and then naturally it will become zero. Then naturally, when the current sorry, when the current falls, again the heat will decrease, and finally it will become zero at just 0 moment. Now in this particular instant of zero point zero 0.01 second, two phenomena are taking place simultaneously. One is heat generated, because at the start of this moment the power is zero, the heat is zero, and at the end of this moment the power is again zero, it means heat is zero. But in between the two, the heat generation increases, reaches a maximum, and then of course falls naturally to its zero time. So heat is generated. But there is another phenomena taking place between these two contact. And what is that phenomena? That phenomena is, you see here this point, the circuit breaker is designed to remove this generated heat as early as possible by cooling the gate, giving a blast of air or flow of oil at high frequency. So one is heat generated and one is heat extinguished process are taking place in this 0.01 second time. So at the end of this half cycle, if the heat generated, see this point, but if the rate of heat generation is more than the heat dissipation means cooling process, then the space break down again, resulting in an hour for another half cycle. So this current will continue for another 0.01 second, and again it will be decided. But if the heat dissipation is more than the heat generation, the current will be suppressed and the arc will be extinguished, and of course separation between the moving contact and the fixed contact will occur, and everything will be normalized. Now you just see this, if you any point you must have some point, so then of course you must ask in the interaction class next week, inshallah. Okay, now at this particular moment I want to just define few voltages, because there are some numerical part of this chapter comes in the next lectures. So before taking that particular part, we have to define few voltages. Number one is restriking voltage, and of course the second one is recovery voltage. You must understand these. Okay, first of all I narrate this point to you, and then I'll explain this with the help of a graph. The voltage across the contact of the circuit breaker is arc voltage when the arc persists. Gentlemen, we have defined initially when we started this chapter that whenever the fixed contact, the moving contact moves away from the fixed contact, the space between the two is occupied by an arc. Unless and until the arc persists, the voltage between the two contacts is called arc voltage. And this voltage is of course very low voltage, almost it is considered 2 or 3% of the system voltage. So this what we already defined this arcing voltage. So this voltage is called arcing voltage. Now the second point, we explain this point, the arc is extinguished at the instant of current zero, because on the basis of that current zero interruption, we extinguish the arc at current zero. After the arc has been extinguished, voltage across the breaker terminal does not normalize instantly, because it will go through oscillation, but it will oscillate and there is a transient condition. Naturally, when the current is of course zero and it is chop up, naturally that voltage will not actually coming to across the breaker terminal normalize instantly, but it oscillate it, and there is a transient condition. After this transient condition, and the current will normalize and it will attain the same system voltage. The transient voltage which appear across the breaker contacts at the instant of R being extinguished. You see, there this is the word R being extinguished. It is not being. It is in the process of extinguishing. R being extinguished. यानी जो आर्क है वो खत्म या extinguish हो रहा है, बुझ रहा है. Being extinguished. See this sentence is known as restriking voltage. This voltage which appear across the contact of the circuit breaker. This voltage is called restriking voltage, and it is sometimes very high voltage, even higher than the system voltage. And actually, this restriking voltage is actually responsible for breaking the space between the moving and the fixed contact for another half second. The power frequency RMS voltage that appear across the contact of the circuit breaker after the arc is finally extinguished and transient oscillation die out is called recovery voltage. So this is of course that particular final voltage which appear when the arc is finally extinguished, and of course the contact is already separated, but the current continue to flow in that particular arc when the arc is finally extinguished. And then of course naturally the voltage appear across the contact of the circuit breaker will be the system voltage, and this voltage is called recovery voltage. So now these are simple definition. Arcing voltage, it is the voltage that appear across the contact of circuit breaker during arcing period. Okay, define this already. Restriking voltage, it is the transient voltage that appear across the contact at or near the current zero. At or near the current zero. See, current is not yet zero, but it is going to be zero during the arcing period. So this voltage appear is called restriking voltage, and it go very rise, a very high value. It goes to very high value. A recovery voltage, it is normal frequency 50 Hz RMS voltage that appears across the contact of circuit breaker after final arc extinction. It is approximately equal to the system voltage. Okay. Now see this graph. It is very important graph, right? Okay. Now you see first of all this graph. This is your current wave half cycle. Also negative of this is shown, but it is half cycle. Okay. The system voltage is also shown here. This is also shown here, right? And you see this dotted line is like this. When the current is zero, naturally the voltage will be, of course, with the system voltage, right? Naturally, when you have a circuit and the current is flowing, right? The current is flowing, we have the same, but when the current becomes zero, the system voltage will be, of course, the voltage will be equal to the system voltage. Now, at this particular instant, current zero instant, you see that is marked as current zero instant, at which this is the moment, or this is the instant at which the arc is extinguished, because this current is flowing in the arc. So during this instant, the current is passing through these oscillation, restriking voltage oscillation. You see here, this dotted line is just shown as this. You see here, this restriking voltage is more than the system voltage, more than the system. These peaks are very high, and actually these peaks voltage are responsible sometime for breaking that particular insulation between the two contacts and continue the current for another cycle. So this oscillation can continue for some time. We will derive some mathematical relation for this in the next lecture, inshallah. And then of course finally when the arc is extinguished at this current zero, the system voltage become, of course, the system voltage appear across the contact of the circuit breaker. So you see this graph. We will explain this graph also with the help of those numericals. I will take the help of numerical to explain this further. Again, I'm just have this is, you see the fault current, and at this particular, and this is your half cycle. This is basically your half cycle. and at this particular the current is to be now the arc is to be extinguished and the current will come to zero. But at the same time, the voltage spikes will appear because we have oscillation, and the current is of course in the oscillation state. The voltage rises to a very high value for a very short time, and then of course the oscillation dies out and the voltage appear across the contact gap as the system voltage. So of course you go through these slides, listen it carefully but critically, and if you have any question, inshallah we will clear that question in the next interaction class.